Welcome to the Essential Space. Today we are joined by representatives in the field, Jake Minot and Jeff Skinner. Our discussion today is about one of our featured signature products, G2. It's a green finish. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
Jake, I'm going to turn this over to you almost immediately and have you take us through a discussion on some of the features and benefits of G2. So I'm going to let you take it away, Jake.
All right, sure. Yeah. So we've got Jeff here, who is our G2 expert with Essential. In the industry, we hear all these buzzwords. You hear about green finishes and environmentally friendly products. And, I remember about 10 years ago, there was this huge shift in our industry where everybody kind of pushed to the quote unquote green products. And then there was a quick shift back to traditional products as we found that the technology just wasn't quite there on some of the products and they didn't work quite as well as some of the traditional options. So people quickly abandoned that. But, I know we've done a lot of work with our green line, specifically our Floor Finish G2. So Jeff, the first question is, when we talk about green, what is it that makes G2 green and why should people want to use it?
Actually, Jake, it was probably closer to 25, 30 years ago when the need for green finish kind of arose within the environment. And what caused it was wastewater treatment plants. And wastewater treatment plants came to the floor finish manufacturers and they said, you guys need to get the zinc out of your floor finish because every summer we have this big emergence of zinc and heavy metals coming into our wastewater treatment plants. And what they do is they actually shut down the bacteria in our plants, which makes them non-functional for a while. So what they will do is they actually have probes on the effluent coming into the plants, and they measure the amount of heavy metals coming in. So we're putting raw sewage into the fresh water or the salt water, depending on where the location is. What we did is the floor finish manufacturers set out to find a way to get the zinc out. And that's kind of where it failed because they started using calcium and an array of different crosslinks to make it work. And they just didn't. There was no gloss. The finishes tended to powder. So people kind of moved away from it. We at Essential came up with a crosslink that works. It not only holds the finish together and has superior gloss, you're able to strip it. You're able to get it off the floor and make the program work. We've really developed a product that is stellar in the industry.
So I know I hear a lot, and I'm sure you hear it a lot, when you go in to talk to customers about floor finish. A lot of times just the mention that it is a green, ours is actually green seal certified. But just the mention of that green buzzword, people are like, nope, don't want to hear about it. I've tried all the green finishes. They're terrible. They don't work. They're not durable. There's no gloss. You kind of get all of the negative feedback before you've even started talking about your product. So what's the experience been for your customers who are currently using G2?
Well, I would equate it to a batting average. And when districts evaluate the program, and that's what I try to get folks to do, is just try it. We bat in the high 900s to, in a lot of cases, 1,000. When they evaluate it, we get the business.
Yeah, so these districts that you're doing this program with where they're evaluating our product, are you always competing against other green finishes, or is this also against other traditional zinc cross-linked finishes?
Oh, traditional finishes in most cases, because the other green finishes don't perform. So in most cases, they don't have a green program. But where we're up against green, we perform very well.
So Jeff, I have a question for you. So tell me a little bit about what some of the specific benefits are and the specific things that you go up against. What are some of the things that people run up against in green finishes that we are combating with? What are some of the things that we're able to clean? I know you mentioned gloss. Are there other things that really make this product stand out?
Absolutely. Because we're a polymer manufacturer, we develop products that are very clear And when you look at programs where they're doing that extended strip cycle, if you will, they generally tend to yellow out or gray. And ours doesn't. It stays clear into, the 5-6 years of the program where they're not stripping. They're just doing a scrub and recoat annually. And I encourage my districts to strip a minimum of every 5 years, just because, in some cases you'll get operator error where districts will bury some dirt into the floor and you want to get that off. We've had competition where they've said, you never strip again. And although our product, I think, would perform if in the perfect world where you could say you never strip again, you do the scrub and recoat forever, the world is not perfect. You have operator error, if you will. So to get away from having that problem where you've got a real problem, heavy buildup on a floor, we encourage a 5-year strip program. And when we use our citrus scrub and shine in combination with in their program, that really opens the floor up, gets the dirt out of it, and keeps things going.
So can you tell us a little bit about the application process? Is this something that holds up? Because I know you say you go up against traditional finishes. Tell me a little bit about how it applies. Is there a difference in how the G2 applies versus a traditional finish, or what have we done with that process?
Well, actually, there is a little bit of a difference in that the coverage on the G2 is quite high. We get about 3,000 square feet per gallon per coat. So the coating likes to go on thin, and that enhances the amount of gloss we get off the product. But I tell people, sometimes that can be a problem when you're starting a new program and a custodian says, well, I've been putting floor finish on for 30 years and I know how to put floor finish on. I don't argue with them. I said, well, if you put it on with a toothbrush, go ahead. But the product will perform no matter how you apply it. I find that the best way to put it on is with a flat mop, not a microfiber flat mop. I like one that's made out of monofilament, and it releases the floor finish on the floor. So if you're putting it on in a classroom, for example, you'll pull the mop out of the finish, let it drain into the bucket, lay it on the floor, and walk across. In a standard floor classroom, which is about 850 square feet, you're only going to dip the mop 2 to 3 times for the whole classroom, which sometimes getting people to pull the finish out like that is difficult, but it doesn't drag. That's the way it goes on. So I like to say it's sailor proof. It's pretty hard to mess it up.
Oh, I like that comparison. So Jake, do you have anything else you'd like to ask Jeff on the features, benefits, or anything else that has to do with G2?
No, I think he pretty much covered it. We talk about the durability, even compared to a traditional zinc Crosslink finish. The durability's there, the deep gloss is there. Being environmentally friendly and Green Seal certified, you've got low VOCs. It applies very easily, just like a traditional finish. Dries the same as a traditional finish. There's no extended dry times or cure times with the different Crosslinks. That's kind of hits on all the points.
Fabulous. So we've learned a lot about the great things that G2 Green Finish has to offer. If anyone has any additional questions or comments, please let us know on our LinkedIn page, or you can always reach out to us directly on our website, which is www.essind.com. And we're looking forward to seeing you again in the Essential Space. Thank you, Jeff and Jake.